So the million-dollar question, are we becoming too sensitive or are we learning more? I already know the answer, but I figured let's just have the discussion.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
All right, so I've heard this type of bullshit more than one time on more than one occasion. When someone is over here trying to present new information, or at least we're thinking about doing some research into a particular issue that we probably haven't discussed before, or new things, new experiences have come to the light, and so we're talking more about things that it was taboo, or people tried to ignore, or they acted like the issues didn't exist. Now that we're bringing it up, there are a lot of people, oh my gosh, even the people who benefit from, they're part of marginalized groups who benefit from these type of conversations. I mean, in the end, we're getting more recognition for issues that have been ignored. I'll give examples later on. We're talking about things that a lot of people who held on to power, the majority group, ignored. So when we bring these things up, and a lot of times they're not comfortable things. It's not fun to talk about. It's not fun to address the pink ass elephant in the room, especially when a lot of people who have power have been profiting off of us not acknowledging the pink elephant, girl. Like, okay, so we acknowledge it. We acknowledge the fact that it's uncomfortable to talk about these things, but we need to talk about them. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in, this limbo of ignorance and oblivion, right? So we talk about them, and then here comes, especially some of these people, the minority groups, the marginalized group, girl, I call tap dancers. Here they come, ready to tap dance your research away, ready to tap dance your knowledge away. They say, girl, you're too sensitive. You need to hang it up. There's more important things to be worried about. We at least we got X, Y, and Z. At least we got food. You know what I mean? These are the motherfuckers who, I promise you, if social media existed back in the time of, the civil rights leaders that we all know, the ones who have moved on, that passed away, if social media existed, y'all would have been dragging the shit out of Rosa Parks. Y'all would have been dragging the shit out of Rosa. Y'all would have been saying, girl, it's just a bus. You need to relax, girl. What's the big idea, girl? The law is the law. We need to respect it. At least we're on the bus. You know what I mean? At least we're on the bus. Our black asses were slaves, girl. At least they got us in this motherfucker. Now, bitch, I'm not trying to hear none of that shit from y'all. And the reason why I'm bringing this shit up right now is because I noticed on Chance the Rapper loves to say some stupid shit, but this particular tweet, I was just like, girl, let's not go there. So Chance the Rapper asked, he was just like, I recently heard of the term toxic monogamy. And now he's essentially, I'm paraphrasing, I'm gay-phrasing. He said, girl, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this shit. He said, y'all are trying to be free for me. Y'all, like, this shit is too much. I'm hearing toxic monogamy, girl, what are y'all talking about? So instead of sitting down and trying to figure out the context in which these words toxic monogamy was spoken, your ass immediately went up and was just like, well, girl, what is this going on? There's a term for everything. Y'all too sensitive. Keep that bullshit away from me. Now, sis, there's absolutely no reason for you to be Chance the Rapper specifically, and those of you who think like him, there's absolutely no reason for you to be trying to address people who are trying to break down these bullshit ass traditions that we have going on in society using actual facts and actual research when you, Chance the Rapper, believe there's a big ass genie in the sky ready to grant your every fucking wish. There's absolutely no reason for y'all, holy Santa Claus, Holy Ghost believing ass motherfuckers to be sitting up here trying to discredit anybody who's actually basing their beliefs and their speech and what their message that they're trying to spread in actual facts and actual statistics and actual research and actual experience, girl. Not no Holy Ghost shouting, you know what I mean, Bible thumping, 2,000-year-old book believing, girl. You gotta sit this one out, babe. Like, I don't understand how it's more far-fetched to break down things like toxic masculinity, to break down things like misogyny, to unwrap and unravel what's going on with this idea of monogamy being the only way to go. Why that is so far-fetched. But you believe a motherfucker can walk on water 2,000 years ago and turn water into wine and shit. You believe in white Jesus. That shit is just, that's seen as perfectly fucking acceptable. That's half the reason why y'all doing it anyway, because everybody else is doing it, period. But I bring that up to say that, if we don't talk about these things, okay, if everybody wanted to just act like the way that men are trained since birth is just completely fine and does not result in a lot of the violence against women, against, gays, against themselves, if nobody wanted to address that pink elephant if, you know, if we were too sensitive to discuss, if we were too sensitive and we didn't want to discuss the misogyny that's going on within men and shit, we would not have moved this far. And we want to move further. So what is the problem with analyzing the shit that we're doing? Chance the Rapper's specific example, for example, we're talking about toxic monogamy. It's not to say that monogamy is just automatically toxic. We're just trying to break down the tradition. We're trying to break down what makes y'all, especially straight people, what makes them feel like that's the only answer, what makes them stick with monogamous relationships even though they're out here cheating. They don't want to be in monogamous fucking relationships. Y'all straight asses don't stay together anyway. The divorce rate like 50%. So yes, we want to analyze what is this tradition of monogamy. In my opinion, I just want to be with one person, period, and I'm good. So that's my lane. But for us to act like that's the only lane that can be traveled, that's the only lane that can be taken, is half the reason why y'all in these relationships that y'all don't want to be in, y'all stepping out of y'all fucking marriages, and y'all don't stay together. So yes, of course we want to analyze monogamy. That's just one example. We want to analyze monogamy, fucking toxic masculinity. We want to analyze fucking homophobia. We want to know what the fuck going on with this anti-black colorist bullshit. So if we're just going to be sitting here acting like everything's a-okay, the status quo should be left how it is because it's more trouble to move that motherfucking, to shake the table than to just eat on top of the dirty ass motherfucking table. I'm not finna do that shit with y'all. Like, I'm going to sit up here and even with myself analyze, why do I do some of the bullshit? Why do I have some of the bullshit habits that I do? Why am I sitting around here saying some bullshit, especially when I was younger? If I did not look back, if I considered it to be too much, too sensitive for my ass to analyze the things that I was doing in the past, I would not be where I am today. And even now today, I have more growing to do. So for me, I don't understand how a lot of people can accept the status fucking quo. As I've said multiple times, that's why Harriet Tubman took her ass with her fucking shotgun. And she said, girls, I'm going to rescue you hoes. I'm going to rescue y'all. But if y'all get scared, y'all don't know what's the future is ahead, y'all have to redefine your whole world because your previous one was rooted in slavery. You don't know what, at least being a slave, you knew what the T was. You knew what was going on in that particular environment. When you leave that shit, you have no idea what's going to be ahead. That's why Harriet Tubman said, girl, I'm going to rescue y'all, but if y'all decide to turn y'all asses back because y'all fucking scared, y'all slaves are scared, I'm gonna shoot the fuck out you girls. I'm going to shoot the fuck out of you girls. And that's exactly what happened. She did have her shotgun to, you know, make sure that the people that she was, you know, freeing were protected, but she also protected them against themselves with that goddamn shotgun. Do you hear what I'm saying? In my opinion, we can't just sit up here and just accept the bullshit. We can't accept being shat on just because we're included inside the room. Well, we're in the room. We're inside the room, girl. So let's just continue to get shit on and not say anything about it. I'm not saying that we're gonna be out here being somebody's Avengers, you know what I mean, or X-Men. I'm not saying that every single problem we come across, we're gonna be able to solve it in the same way or we're able to solve it immediately. But what I'm saying is stop acting like the people who are talking about these problems are too sensitive when your ass is suffering from them. No matter how much you try to tap dance, as well, you're suffering from them as well. No matter how much you try to tap dance, no matter how much you try to align yourself with white power, especially, you know, we're talking about men in marginalized communities, we can talk about black men. It doesn't matter how you try to align yourself, black men in particular, and step on black women, black trans people, black whatever. It doesn't matter, girl, because at the end of the day, you're still a whole ass nigga, and the problems that we're talking about also affect you no matter how you try to fucking, you know, disguise yourself as not one of the other blacks. It doesn't matter because you will still be affected. So when we're having these conversations about, okay, this is some bullshit that we do as a community, let's try and figure out why. Stop being over here talking about, oh girl, leave it alone. Y'all just want to uproot everything. And yes, girl, we want to have a whole new awakening, a revolution. We want to change the way that we think because our minds have been so controlled. Our history has been edited. Our opportunities have been shrunk the fuck down. down. So we're not going to, at least me, I'm gonna at least say something about it. I'm going to really invest in the things that I'm good at to try and help move this message forward. We're not no fucking Santa Claus like y'all believe in who lives above the sky. We're not no Santa Claus like that, but at least we're trying, at least we're moving forward. So I don't get this whole idea of, oh, well, y'all are sensitive. Girl, yeah, we're sensitive to being stepped on. I don't know, like we're sensitive to being spat the fuck on and beat up by policies that don't make any sense. We're sensitive to the bullshit that we have internalized. Yeah, I guess so, but now we want to get this shit out of our system. So, like, I don't understand. I don't understand what is the big deal about wanting to progress. It's not going to be comfortable. Growth is not comfortable. Yeah, I mean, bitch, when we were younger, we was over here losing teeth and shit, like growing out of old ass clothes. Puberty was hell. Like, growth isn't comfortable. What do y'all expect? Growth isn't fun all the time. But at least we're learning. At least we ain't going to be stunted. At least we ain't going to be sitting there like, oh, well, girl, just walk all over me like I'm a doormat. I mean, I don't know what is so radical about wanting to be treated like a human being or analyzing the things that your community is doing or has fallen victim of, and that we're trying, the mindsets that we're trying to erase. Like, what is the problem of trying to raise yourself to a new level of understanding? I don't get it. I don't get it, but I'm not gonna be sitting around here in the gutter with some of these niggas. I'm not finna be just ignoring a problem or acting like a problem doesn't exist just for fear of being seen as too sensitive or too loud or too annoying or talking too fucking much, girl. Because at the end of the day, the ones who talking might move forward or might get the problem looked at or solved, whether it takes weeks or years or generations. At least we're saying something, you know, rather than suffering in silence just to be accepted by motherfuckers who don't like your ass in the first place, girl. Whatever, that's all I wanted to say. I would like to hear some of your thoughts on that. What is your opinion on this whole sensitive thing? Because honestly, if people weren't sensitive, we would still be drinking out the colors only water fountain, girl. It's just water, just drink, stop complaining, girl. Bye. Like, we finna talk about this shit. It's not gonna be solved in one day, but at least we're gonna talk about it. I would like to hear some of your thoughts on that. Let me know what you think, and I hope that you have a good goddamn evening, honey.